Thank you, Travis. And I'm Sean Embrock with your Sportscast. Guyanese athletes performed exceptional in the just concluded Biggie Walker 10 and 5Ks bridge race held in Suriname. They bagged the top hardwares. Calvin with the details.
The race was contested on Suriname's famous Vid-Bosch Bridge in Paramaribo. The Guyanese contingent enjoyed the majority of the success, with Cleveland Thomas winning the 10K in 34 minutes 59 seconds, followed by countryman Lionel DeAndre, second in 35 minutes 16 seconds. Andrea Foster continued her dominance, winning both the junior and open categories with a time of 43 minutes 22 seconds. And she commented on participating out her age group.
The track, I wasn't really competing in my age group, so it feels okay. Even in club training, we the females are always challenging the males. We don't want the males to beat us, so not wanting the males to beat us, when we go to competition, we don't want anybody to beat us, so you keep pushing and pushing and pushing.
In the 5K males, another Guyanese in Devon, Scooby Barrington, came away with the gold as he won the event in 17 minutes 11 seconds. He said that he was familiar with the faces he competed with, but never competed against them in Suriname, and his fitness was superior.
It was fairly competitive from starting to finishing, but I just held my composure and ran a tactical race. Well, I was preparing in the off-season in the November leading into December period. I was doing a lot of hill training, so more or less I was prepared for the hill, for the bridge, and the climbing of it.
Guyana Football Federation's GFF president, Wayne Ford, and executive appraised the media on the federation's house cleaning and review of several tournaments in 2016. Ford proffered reason for a revamped and new look federation's human resource section, which needs urgent attention.
The other area that concerned us a bit when we arrived was the human resource management of the Secretariat, and we have commenced work with that. We've met with a consulting company specialized in human resource issues because we want to have the best quality staff at the Secretariat. What that means is that we'll be able to deliver the best quality service to our members, and at the same time we want to take care of our staff. So there are many aspects of the human resource arrangement within the Secretariat that requires some attention, and we have taken the initiative.
The GFF top man indicated too that changes will be made to member associations and private-run tournaments. Ford explains.
It's expected that the executives of those sub-associations take the initiative to raise their own funds. And if the most lucrative period for them to do those fundraising activities exists within the December period and the year end, then we think it is only fair to give them that opportunity. However, this year, we've made it absolutely clear to every one of the MAs that are running tournaments. They've been giving some very clear guidelines. And one is we want to see their finances, and we've set a date in January, because it is important for the executive committee to be satisfied that these activities are profitable. We're also planning to engage all of the sub-associations during the course of 2016 because we believe a more structured approach is necessary for the year-end tournament. We honestly believe that a structured approach is necessary. We have a few ideas that we want to take to them, and hopefully with their involvement in the conversation we will come up with an idea and a structure that will be very, very practical. But I think that this year will be the litmus test as to whether each individual running their own tournament is the formula we really need. Private tournaments that we've had over the years. In another couple of weeks, we're going to be constituting an ad hoc committee that is going to be a tournament steering committee, and we're hoping to have quite a few regulations coming out of that committee.
Renewing relationships with corporate Guyana is high on the agenda, and the process has begun.
And over the past couple of weeks, we've been engaging many key stakeholders within the football fraternity and outside of the football fraternity. We've had meetings with the Minister of Sport. I just mentioned that. We've met with Digicel, Banks DIH, Ansa McCall, Caribbean Container Inc., the chairman and the REO of Region 9, and it's all part of getting to know these individuals, talking to them about our plan, and bringing them on board.
While he lauded the Stag Elite League and the successful runoff of the league's genesis, Ford expressed concern for teams in the league that were left empty-handed, finishing in the last four. A sustainable solution is necessary.
We have constituted a review committee for the Stag Elite League, and they are tasked with looking at the league, dissecting the league, and coming up with recommendations as to how we could improve the league. There are several aspects of the Elite League that troubles us as an executive, and one in particular that we are going to be working very hard with the committee to find a solution is how we sustain the clubs that are part of the league.
The GFF president highlighted several developmental plans and other areas of interest for the forward movement of football. Those excerpts we will bring you in a subsequent newscast. More football development news. Locally, President of the Georgetown Football Association plans to take football to the grassroots level and called out new clubs to join the GFA.
Come next year, football will be at the grassroots level, will be at the youth level, will be at the masters level, and the first division level. So we have a bright future ahead of us this year into next year, because January month, meaning the window period, our league starts back in February. I said next year because during this period we want to ensure that we give teams from the communities a chance to come on board and putting themselves in order with the requisite requirement to be a club. Come next year, by then the 1 year would have concluded. So instead of having 10 and 11 clubs participating in a league, we want to have 24 and 26 teams coming on from Georgetown. What we plan this year too is to incorporate all the other sub-associations with the Georgetown League so we can have football playing in a wider spectrum.
West Indies were unable to take to the field again on the fourth day due to persistent rainfall that ruled out play. The West Indies batted for 11.2 overs on day one, while Australia did not face a ball. It's clear that even if play resumes on day 5, the match will be drawn. Internationally, Temba Bavuma becomes the first black South American cricketer to score a Test century. We have the details in this report.
After a record-breaking first inning score of 629 runs by England, in which Ben Stokes scored the fastest Test 100
at this level is always magnificent, and to get it on a New Year's Test in Cape Town, Newlands, is obviously special for him because he is from Cape Town.
Now, you're seeing some of the shots, you're seeing the celebration there as he went to his first Test 100. Newlands on its feet, his teammates on their feet. The Bavuma family in the members box, just so proud as punch of that knock by Temba Bavuma. But
in Cape Town, I'm in cricket. This is where I learned cricket, the passion, it grew from here. So, having been able to achieve this kind of milestone, at my favorite ground in the world, I think it makes it a bit more.
Bavuma hopes to inspire future generations of black cricketers in South Africa.
I think when I made my debut for South Africa, I came to be a bit more aware and realize what the significance behind it all. It's not just me, making my debut for South Africa, but it's almost being a model and inspiration for other kids, black African kids, in particular, to aspire to. So I think, in achieving, this kind of milestone, that will strengthen that example.
And that concludes our sportscast. Now for a look at your weather.